Alright, match number 4 on the draw. Our opponent has a really sweet avatar that we get to look at while they're deciding whether or not to play first. Alright, they chose to play first. We're on the draw. 5 green spells and no green mana. And we can't even cast a black spell we have because it's 2 mana. If we could guarantee we drew a forest on turn 1, this hand would be great. So the problem is this deck is land light, and the odds of me drawing a green source out of 53 cards when there's only 12 hits in the next 2 cards is only 40%. So I don't think I can keep. If there's a 60% chance, I'm just going to lose the game. So I will mulligan. Alright, this hand is pretty bad, but it has potential just to go all in with this Nest Invader. Carrion Feeder, sacrifice this twice, play Unearth, sacrifice it twice, play Unearth, sacrifice it twice. So I need to find a forest. That's not a forest. Alright, looks like we're playing against Kuldotha Boros, which means that all of our creatures are going to die 1,600 times. Let's see if these Unearths are enough to overcome that. Prophetic Prism. Well, we can't play anything but Unearth. I guess we could sacrifice the Carrion Feeder to itself, put a +1/+1 counter on nothing, and then Unearth it back just for the show of it. Doesn't seem smart, though. Glinthawk picks up Prophetic Prism, and they begin their card advantage journey. And we draw nothing. Can we just concede now? Is that cool with everyone? The problem with playing 19 lands is sometimes you don't draw enough lands. I'm not sure this deck really works if you try to force in like 2 more lands, but maybe over the Read the Bones, you take out 2 Read the Bones, just put in lands so you don't get mana screwed as often. Okay, I suppose I can cast this. I'm not even sure if it's worth it to play it though. It lets them know I have a Bone Splitter in my deck. Right now they're not sure exactly what deck I am. They could think that I'm a Tortured Existence deck or something like that. And Bone Splitter kind of takes that away, so I'd rather just hide the information from them. Alright, this is Contaminated Ground, Feed the Clan, it's not going to do anything. Scattershot Archer is not good enough, unless we have multiples, which we can't guarantee. Duress and Gleeful Sabotage are under consideration. Duress can get rid of their bolts and blasts and prophetic prisms before they can cast them, and Kuldotha Rebirths, which are problematic for our deck. Gleeful Sabotage can take down their lands, sometimes 2 of them if we're lucky. We're not going to outvalue this deck, so the Read the Bones are kind of pointless. A single good divination effect is not going to change the fact that they have 1,000 ways to remove our creatures and draw more cards to get more removal spells. I think because of the odds of getting our creature removed or Journey to Nowhere, Hunger the Howpack is too much. We should just count on a Rancor and Bone Splitter. And even a Rancor is kind of bad, since it can get removed in response to us casting it, so we'll go down to only 3 Rancor and a Bone Splitter instead. Basically take out all of our creature pump because we're counting on having a lot fewer creatures against this deck. And bring in ways to protect our creatures and to disrupt them a little bit. I didn't mean to put that back in. Alright, we'll submit. Get to be on the play. Alright, this hand is kind of whatever, but we'll keep it. Alright, our opponent mulligan to 6, put a card in the bottom. I'm going to play Blister Pod, and the next turn go Rancor Jungle Hollow, most likely. And hope that that carries us to victory. Ancient Den, Inspector. Alright, there's the Rancor. Rather have our black man available than play the Colony Garden. Bash for 3. They decide to block. give us our Rancor back. And another Thraben Inspector. And a tap land. Alright, here I'm going to go Rancor you. And actually I should have played Colony Garden. For some reason I was thinking I needed that extra mana, but it's a forest and I only need one more black mana symbol this turn, so I guess I can recast Rancor with that mana, since they're trading again. But playing Colony Garden would probably have been better. Alright, back to stage 1. Rancor on our Blister Pod. I've only got our opponent down to 19 life because of their chump blocks. Yeah, technically they were trades, but we kept on getting our creature back, so it's kind of a chump block. Alright, we get hit with the Journey to Nowhere because they're sick of us getting things off this Blister Pod. We draw a creature. Would have preferred a Brindle Shoat there, since a Brindle Shoat undies into something a little bit bigger. But Young Wolf is okay. Prophetic Prism. And they just pass a turn, missing their land drop yet again. Alright, there's a Brindle Shoat. Go ahead and play this land. Have a very slow clock on them right now. When they eventually do draw land, we're going to be in trouble. Or even if they don't draw land, if they just draw removal and 1 and 2 drop creatures, they're still going to get us, most likely. But we will try. Glinthawk. Prophetic Prism goes back to hand. Boros Garrison comes down, so they going to have 4 mana next turn. And there's a Young Wolf. I'm going to go ahead and attack here. If they block Brindle Shoat, we'll finish off the Glinthawk with Tragic Slip. Alright, not going to be casting Rancor here. There's no point in doing it when they have a Lightning Bolt up, and we can just easily wait till next turn. We're going to have plenty of mana to do it then. We'll force them to leave that bolt open every single time they want to prevent this Rancor from coming down. Alright, they bolt on our end step, taking us down to a lousy 2 power on the board. Play the land they picked up with Boros Garrison. I didn't play against this deck during testing, but I'm getting the feeling very quickly that this is not a good matchup for us. Maybe it's the thousands of blockers and thousands of removal. Duress. Well, if I Duress, then I can't Tragic Slip this turn. But who cares? I'm doing it anyway. They don't really want to bolt in response. Battle Screech. Well, that's scary. I forgot that they were sometimes playing this now. I think I'll just take the Galvanic Blast, let them have the Battle Screech, the Hawk, the Fisher, the Prism, as dumb as it is to give them that. And just do this so that my Rancor is sure to resolve. Because I might be able to beat some tokens from Battle Screech, but I don't think I can do it without my Rancor. They drew a land. Most likely they go Battle Screech, flashback Battle Screech, and then Glinthawk pick up Great Furnace. Although really there's no wrong way to eat this Reese's. That's the saying, right? Eat a Reese's. They can also draw a card with Prism, then play Skyfisher, pick it up, or Glinthawk, pick it up, and then do something else. No matter what they're going to do, they're going to end up with good blockers against our board. Skyfisher gets the Prism, back to hand. Surely they're going to play another hawk, right? And pick up a land? Why not? Okay. Well, that's fine. That's fine because we're losing either way. I'll go ahead and do this. If they want to block Young Wolf and trigger Tragic Slip for me so I can finish off the Fisher, that's fine. I say fine because it's not good. But it probably is what we have to do. Can't just let them have that 2/3 flyer for forever. Now would be a good time to top deck Read the Bones. Oh, they drew a Galvanic Blast, took down our Young Wolf. That explains why they didn't cast the second Glint Hawk. Now, surely they go Glint Hawk, Battle Screech, attack for 2, right? Screech. Hawk. Pick up Furnace. Flashback Screech. Bash for 2, and then we lose the game. Oh, we drew a second Black Source. There's that. They're actually kind of close to dead. Close to dead meaning their life total is close to 0, but they're not actually close to dying. Even against this board, they can triple block it or whatever. They could probably find removal relatively easy with it with all the card draw that they have. Now would be a good time for Read the Bones into Rancor plus Write-Up Consumption. But we don't have Read the Bones in our deck. Mortuary Mire goes and puts a Core Skyfisher back on top of their deck, most likely. Yes, they opted to do that. They attack all out, which means they have removal for this boar. Because otherwise they're just dead to another Rancor. There's no point in taking that chance. However, we'll never be able to confirm they have that because... Oh, yes, we are. They're going to bolt it anyway. Blast it. Get it? The double meaning? I corrected myself and said blast it instead of bolt it because they use Galvanic Blast, not Lightning Bolt. But also I said blast it whenever they were taking away our small chance to win this game. It's funny, right? If I can't deliver you a winning game this match, maybe I can at least deliver some humor? Yeah, probably not. So now I need them to attack all out, sacrifice their own Core Skyfisher somehow, and then me to draw. Read the Bones into double Rancor, just by having sideboarded out Read the Bones. Alright, we take 7. And we draw a Nest Invader. Alright, now we can concede. And we kind of got rolled by that deck. So 3-1 overall and one more match to go. Let's see how it goes.